My name is Mel Sherratt and I write crime thrillers. I have one standalone called Taunting the Dead, and I also have a series of what I call emotional crime thrillers.
And tell us a bit about your self-publishing success.
I decided after 12 long years of going for a traditional deal to have a go on Kindle. At the time I was looking, I'd just been got to acquisition meeting and rejected with Taunting the Dead, so I'd had some structural edits on it and I'd had a bit of feedback on it, and started to have a look at the Kindle market and thought, you know what, I'm going to have a go with this. Decided to press the button and have a go, and within a few weeks it just took off.
And when you say took off, what actually happened?
It went right up the charts to number 3. It was number 1 in police procedurals, number 1 in thrillers, number 1 in mysteries, and I think because of the platform that I'd built up, maybe word of mouth took it up and it just carried on.
That's fantastic. And how has your life changed since that happened last year?
My life has just turned around completely. It's probably been known now, but I call Taunting the Dead my door opener, because every single thing that's happened in my life has happened since I put Taunting the Dead out. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. Nobody would have heard of me, nobody would have known. I wouldn't have been able to get another series out and publish books off the back of that series. I wouldn't have had emails from people who've said that they've read all 4 of my books and can't wait for the next one. It's just incredible.
That's brilliant. And you mentioned there about having a platform. So how do you think your book did go up the charts? You know, what type of things did you do to even just move it off first base?
I started off, although I didn't actually realise at the time, with a blog called High Heels and Boot Deals. I'm known for my high heels everywhere I go, boot deals obviously, and I wanted a quirky name and I wanted to do some two-way promotion. So, big fan of Twitter, get on there, get a book from a PR, interview the author, do a book review. They would then tweet it out to all their followers, etc, etc. So by the time I actually came to put my book out, which was 2 years later, I'd got a built-in platform where people were then helping me as I'd helped them.
Yeah, and so have personal relationships played a big part in your success?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when we talk about crime festivals, I then went to meet a lot of the PR people and a lot of the authors that I've spoken to, and they in turn passed the word around. I managed to meet quite a few authors. The original time I was on researching Kindle was after Mark Edwards and Louise Voss, and they went up the charts. I thought, wow, this might be my opportunity to get my work out there. And I was invited to the book launch, and that was just before Taunting the Dead went into the charts, so everybody there was reading the book. Ali Rowland, she writes romantic comedies. She took me through every step possible, and she was my mentor. Yeah. She was the one who said to me, you really need to get yourself on Kindle, get yourself self-published, you know, and she's been doing phenomenal. We've both sold over 100,000 copies, which is just wonderful, and I still keep thanking her every time I see her, and she said, you don't need to thank me, it was your book. So yeah, I had a lot of support. I met Rachel Abbott last year, and we're still in email contact, and there's just a really good indie community out there. We do help each other.
But you don't want to just be self-published, do you? So what is your publishing sort of future looking like?
Well, I make it no secret that I do want the traditional deal, and I'm hoping to get a traditional deal off the back of these sales. I've built my own platform up now. I've built a sales figure up that I can actually go and take it. I've got my, everybody knows about Taunting the Dead, which is absolutely wonderful. I have a book going out on submission at the moment. A lovely new editor, breath of fresh air. When you talk about a hybrid author, I think I've now got a hybrid agent. I can self-publish, but she is now taking a traditional book out for me on the traditional route, and it's at the London Book Fair at the moment, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That will always be my dream, but I will still self-publish because I need to write. So because I have to wait my turn with everybody else, it's going to take probably a year for the book to come out. I want to carry on growing my background and my readers, really.
If you had sort of one thing to say to people who are thinking about self-publishing, what would that be?
I would say, my advice would be just to think what you want to do. Don't listen to anybody who wants to go the traditional way. Don't listen to anybody who wants to go the self-publishing way. You are the author. You will make the best product that you can do by doing what you want. So if you want to self-publish. If you want to go an agent, get an agent. If you want to go for the traditional, that will shine through and you'll find readers then.
Fantastic. And where can people find you and your books?
They can find me at www.melsherratt.co.uk or put Writer of Murder and Mayhem anywhere and you'll probably come across me. And I'm on Twitter as Writer Mel S.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time, Mel.
Thank you for having me.